What is going on, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be breaking down why Io has a 49.75% win rate. This hero is extremely underrated in the current patch. I do think Io carry is back very situationally, so do take it with a grain of salt. You do have to be an Io player to be able to perform this, so don't grief your games. But I definitely feel like if you're a good Io player, you can definitely play Io carry very situationally. This hero is extremely strong right now in the current meta. His win rate is not showing it just because Io isn't a very popular hero. There's a lot of players who don't even know what this hero does in general and have never played it before. I personally don't have a ton of games on Io, but I definitely will be picking up Io, not from the carry position, but from the mid lane position. There's a lot of things this hero can actually offer. Obviously, he's not the most viable mid laner, otherwise everybody would be picking him, but there is some really good things that he can do from the mid lane. If it's a pretty decent matchup against heroes that are overall not very aggressive, you can definitely play the Io mid as long as you understand your timings. This is one of the most timing based heroes in the game, especially when being played from a core position. This hero requires some coordination from your team. He is best played either support from the position 4 or as a carry right now. I definitely feel like carry is a pretty solid position for him to be playing right now other than support. You can buff up your supports in a way that other heroes can't, and if you can play with beefy frontliners like Ogre Magi or Tree Protector, which is one of the best combinations I'm seeing right now, and also Venomancer. Venomancer is really strong because Venomancer's problem is he's really squishy and he lacks a little bit of attack speed, but you're able to give him that extra sustain from tether, then you're able to give him that extra power boost from overcharge, which is always going to be very nice. In this type of Io build, you have to max tether. That is the strongest ability you have right now. You are not playing around your spirits, you're playing around tether. Tether now has an attack slow and also does damage, which is very nice. That's one of the newest changes they've done to him. It does about 80 damage per second, which is very strong. And if you're playing with a slow like Venomancer, a slow from Tree and Protector, or even a slow from Ogre Magi, you're going to be doing a lot of extra damage. And now that Io is universal, he is doing a lot more right click damage. I've seen these Io players playing carry Io getting a Daedalus and a Satanic in the late game, which is absolutely crazy. Like, it honestly does so much damage that you feel like they're griefing, but when you see the amount of damage this hero is able to put out from the carry position, I would not be surprised if a few pro players actually started playing carry Io into certain lineups. I definitely would like to see that. Io has been dead in the meta for a really long time from practically every position. Other than playing with a gyrocopter, Io has been a pretty dead hero for a really long time, and I'm really happy to see there's a bunch of high skilled MMR players playing this hero from the carry position. It's just very refreshing to see. His Aghanim Scepter is still really strong. I definitely don't think you should rush it. The best thing you can do on Io right now is to build Helm of the Dominator along with a wand and just build stats. You're going to be able to farm with your creep really quickly, and that's going to speed up your farm as a carry. You're going to have that extra space because you're the position 1, you have that priority. Then you can go for an Aghanim Scepter, then you can get BKB or AC, which does very well with the creep, and eventually you can upgrade to Helm of the Overlord. But one of the strongest things right now in the meta that I've been seeing is playing Io with Mage Slayer. Mage Slayer is just so strong right now in the current meta that Io can definitely be a really good Mage Slayer buyer, and then eventually you can get items like Satanic or Daedalus or Monkey King Bar if you really want to get fancy with it and do a lot of right click damage. It's definitely very strong. So the whole point of it is you tether with your creep, you micro them, and if they're between the tether, you're going to be attack slowing them, and you're also going to be doing damage per second, which is going to be nice. Plus your creep is going to be boosted, and if it's an ancient creep, they're going to be doing a lot of damage. You're going to be able to push towers and farm creep camps very quickly along with your spirits. And if you want to farm even faster and do a lot more damage, you get yourself your Aghanim Scepter, which Io is typically good up against heroes like Clanks, Anti-Mage, Storm Spirit, Oracle, and Arc Warden, which are all pretty strong heroes in the current meta. So it's honestly going to be very viable for you to pick Io into these heroes, as long as, like I mentioned, you have a strong lane support like Ogre or Tree and Protector or Venomancer that can just be a beefcake in front of you, and you can boost them and they can do a lot of the work, and you will be cleaning up kills, and you're not going to be in a lot of trouble because they're going to be these beefy frontliners for you, and it's going to help you sustain in the lane. You're going to help them sustain in the lane, and you're going to perform a lot better with heroes like this. Io is typically bad up against heroes like Brewmaster, Keeper of the Light, Ancient Apparition, and Huskar. Obviously, Huskar is a really strong hero in the current meta right now, and he can just do a lot of work to IO. Ancient Apparition just stops his ability to actually heal people, so that cuts down a lot, and it just does very well against the hero. Brewmaster can just leave you in the air for forever, and there's not really that much IO can do to him. He's super tanky, and you don't do enough damage to get rid of the Brewlings quite quickly enough. And Keeper of the Light is just a very pesky support hero, and with a vessel can actually hinder you quite a bit, so definitely keep an eye out for these heroes. You should only be playing IO right now in the carry position if you are an IO player. I definitely want to stress that out. You need to understand this hero, know its power timings, and know exactly what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to be feeding, you're going to get reported, and your behavior score is going to go completely down the dumpster. So definitely keep that in mind and practice him in normal games and non-ranked games. And once you get the hang of this hero, you can definitely start exploiting the power boost, especially with the Mage Slayer, which is really nice. But the key to this hero is to play with the Helm of the Dominator. That's what's going to make it really strong. It's going to help you push, it's going to help you farm, and it's pretty much the best thing you can do. I definitely wouldn't recommend taking a point and relocate unless you can get enough value from it. It's not going to help you farm. It is going to help you with team fighting, but I definitely would recommend skipping that and going for stats. It's always going to be a lot better as this hero scales very well as a universal hero, and stats are always going to make you much tankier and going to help you right click a lot better. Your level 10 talent is really strong because you get that extra 15% attack slow, which is always going to be nice. If you're playing up against agility heroes, that attack slow is going to be absolutely massive, and it's going to really pay off when you take that talent. It's one of the best talents IO has. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about IO carry. Is it a meme? Is it something you're not willing to play? And if you're an IO spammer, let me know in the comment section below what position you guys are playing IO right now. Have you tried the IO carry with the Helm of the Dominator and the Mage Slayer? I've definitely been seeing that quite a bit, and it looks absolutely fantastic, and I will be playing IO in my pubs, and I'm going to be having a lot of fun, and I'm going to be trying out some crazy mid builds on the IO, as people are definitely not expecting a mid IO whatsoever. If you guys learned a thing or two about the video, let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like and a comment, as it does help out the channel a lot. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.